Raina shuffles down along the tunnel, tunneling this way and that. Pardon me. Among dozens of forking passageways. Marina stops in a warm, humid chamber with a pit in the floor. She points to the pit, which is seized with thick mist. And we can either wait for her to make you go or jump right in. We'll jump right in. You fall and then fall some more. And fall. And you're falling. And are other monsterlings falling? Yes, some of them are crying. And you can't see them through the mist. Is it fog or maybe clouds? Moans and groans and whispers and screams. What is this? It must be somewhere dry. You land on smooth, flat stone. Despite the swirling vapor, the floor is dry as bone. You hear other monsterlings breathing nearby. Some of them are still above you, still falling. Okay, we can try to cushion the fall for other monsterlings. Oof, you don't see who you help, but whoever it rolls away into the thick fog without a word. And gratitude is not that important anyway. You rejoin some of the monsterlings at the edge of the mist. There are more passages out of here than you can count. Some monsterlings begin to panic while others look determined. Let's take charge, why not? The other monsterlings watch you, curious. We can help everyone work together, slash the others to show them you're in charge, lead the way personally. Let's help everyone work together. You lead the other monsterlings into a rousing song. Putting aside the trepidation, they advance into the swirling passages. Soon, you have all convened in a cave full of even thicker mist. Where's everyone? The chamber swirls with mist, smoke, fog, vapor, except it's not any of those things. It's ghosts, hundreds of them, large and small. They're everywhere. One by one, the pale ghosts begin to turn their attention to you. Their eyes glow different colors. Stand fast, of course. The ghosts speak in many voices, all hollow and distant. All in unison, they ask, "Do you fear?" Wait and say nothing. Yes, this is scary, or attack them. Wait and say nothing. The ghosts stare into and through you as you're the one made of mist. One sharp voice speaks from behind you. Why are you here? We can lecture the ghosts about the monster life cycle, bide your time, or attack them. I'm going to actually give them a lecture on the lecture the ghost and the monster life cycle. You take a deep breath and explain how monsterlings make the change into adolescent monsters. Stress is like heat, cooking your minds and bodies so they can enter a new state of being. Which I didn't know. You go on. First, our growing bodies must be destabilized so we can take on our more diverse forms, and then we must I'm sorry, I forget what I was, fall into a deep sleep. Alright, here's how we're doing. I don't know what the up and down thing is, the up and down arrows are. But I guess this is bravery, ferocity, cleverness, truthfulness, kindness. Looks like I am at most clever, which is pretty cool, I guess. You wake up inside a well-appointed hovel. This is your home now. What should we be doing now? The more brave, clever, ferocious, kind, and honest you are, the more other monsters will grow to respect you. Gain enough respect, and you might someday make an impact. You may someday affect important world events. Alright, so living as an adolescent monster. We could enter the big bad world, and there isn't anything else. Ooh, coffee. Speaking of coffee, I have some right here. So I guess enter the big bad world. I guess we're gonna go adventure in town. This is my respect, by the way, which I apparently don't have any. Let's go. I didn't do this one last time, so I'll do this one this time. You see Jaggery in a haze of buzzy, angry yellow bees. It looks like he stole a beehive off of a tree and took it home. You can see why. Honey is irresistible. Jaggery motions for you to help him. Okay, who cares about a few bee stings? Grab the honey. Don't interfere. Nature is beautiful. Help him out. Size up the situation. Let's size up the situation. Bees can't kill you, but they can sure make you know that you've been in a fight. All those stingers, each one with a little venom in it. Let's help him out. Just standing there thinking about it, you get stung twice. The bees are getting angrier and angrier. Jaggery frowns and asks, "What do we do?" Let's put the beehive near the smokehouse. Put it near the garden, or wave them away with your arms. Let's put the hive near the garden. Many of the bees calm down and leave to check on the flowers. You and Jaggery swat at the rest while you eat. Yum. That's actually a good idea. Adventure in town. Alright, let's just do the explosion. You, Nash, and Scapegoat are having an impromptu picnic in the street. The fresh moss you dunk in your tea is delicious. Some birds, twittering and chirping in a friendly way, circle on the line among the crumbs. The birds start pecking at the crumbs, but then they start hopping onto you and pecking at you. You have crumbs on you, and they want them right now. And see how they like it, peck the birds back. Ignore the birds, they're harmless. See how they like it, eat the birds. We'll ignore the birds, they're harmless. They're annoying, but they're better than ants. Those things get into a monster's pelt and itch like mad. And I just lost 3 ferocity for that. Let's do this one. Greed Blitz walks past you, past your stoop. He stops, coughs, and tilts his head proudly, showing off his Bays Pal hat, whatever that is. It makes him look ridiculous. That's actually a good question. What is a Bays Pal? Some human sport involving large wooden bats. Something you could see making an appearance in monster culture. Okay. Tell him it looks spectacular. It doesn't. Ask him about the hat. Greedbit says, I have a talking fox I gave a talking fox a whole bushel of rabbits for it. He says, it's what all the smartest humans are wearing these days. Monsters walk by, pointing and snickering at the ridiculous Camp Poo hat as they do. We can tell him the truth. That sort of looks like a duck's face. Be polite. He looks so happy. Let's tell him the truth. Greedblitz beams, misinterpreting your intention. A duck's face? I stole from the humans. He moves away to show others. Let's do this one, I think. Musipi Moral slithers up to you and says, I wonder if you can confirm a rumor for me. Musipi Moral? Mushroom? Who? What? You'll have nothing to do with Musipi. I'll talk to Musipi or whatever her name is. Hamrang was baking a special 6 pork pie made from 6 kinds of pig. You know, a delicacy. What's so delicate about 6 pigs? That's actually a good question. They were roast suckling piglets, so tender, so juicy, so flavorous. And that's kind of yummy, I guess. The pie was cooling on a windowsill and vanished. Your friend Nash was seen nearby just before, but not after the vanishing. What do you think about this? It's just like her to steal a pie, be honest. Leave a tail to cover for Nash Nash. Not much really. Moosey can see that you don't know anything, or at least that you don't care. She leaves you in peace. Okay. Cool. Let's see. We'll do the caution sign one. Can Leo Asset limps toward you? He points one huge eye at your cackles. Oh, cackles. I've got a shock working on a power line, and it's still down. Help me out. I shall help him out. You find yourself dangling from power lines over the main street of Omen. The break is ahead, and now it could get dangerous. Better play it safe, you can take it slow. Get up there, fix the line fast. Better play it safe, you can take it slow. You help patch the power line before much more electrical fluid leaks out. It's not easy, but you manage to avoid getting any fluid on yourself. Still don't have any respect. We have 3 days left. We'll do this one next. Blotz waddles over to you. I'm all out of snacks. You got any to spare? We shall regard Blotz for a moment. Blotz is tiny. In the right light, one could easily mistake him for a squirrel. His neck is especially flexible from looking over his shoulder so much. He is Nash Nash's best friend, which means she constantly attacks him. Tell Blotz you won't help him. Give Blotz a snack. I'll give Blotz a snack. Blotz grins. That's great. Thanks so much. He waddles away, munching on the bitter beetle. We'll do this one in the humans, I guess. You and Globclaw are playing Toss the Kitten. You're winning 2-1 when crash, you miss. Whoops. The kitten shatters Hamrag's windows. Oops, stick around. Hamrag comes crashing out of his hovel, still half asleep but all the way angry. Who did this? I'll drown you in the spawning vat. And I guess I'm going to tell the truth. Hamrag whirls and glares at you so hard you feel heavy and hot. His eyes begin to shine with a really weird red light. Oh, really? Perhaps we should have been more careful. It was me. Globclaw threw a kitten. Perhaps we should be more careful. Hamrag yells until he gets tired. As an afterthought, he grabs the kitten from you and eats it before slamming his front door. Globclaw sighs. I was going to eat that kitten. Roasted kitten. And we'll do the human one. You, Nash Nash, and Globclaws hide in a stand of prickly thorn bushes, watching human children run back to their bus. But what is that they left? Shiny, red, round things? It's a scooter. We can battle for Nash Nash and Globclaw for it. We can do firsties and then race into the scooter to claim it. We'll do firsties. You all charge out of the bushes only to trip over each other and land in a big pile of feathers, scales, and fur. Now what? Sharing is clearing, let Nash Nash win. As she pushes her foot onto your face, you realize Nash Nash is the true owner of the scooter. You let her up and pin Globclaws, who bites your ear in fury. Okay. Adolescence is fleeting. You have grown beyond youth and have become an adult. You've been dragged from your bed by your friends and neighbors. I tell you, it's time to grow up. You're taken into the woods. The neighbors throw you into the center of a great circle of monsters, all older than you. They whisper to each other, then look at you, and then whisper some more. And I guess we just get on getting on. The monsters murmur and mutter and spit and snarl. They're deciding what best defines you as a monster. I guess we shall wait patiently. After a while, the muttering stops, though the murmuring goes on for some time longer. Finally, the assembled monsters come to a decision. The ring of monsters shuffles closer to you, forming a tighter circle. Elders loom over you while the smaller adults crouch lowly. Your surroundings grow shadowy and dark. What is happening, or what do they want from me now? Wait, what is happening? This is the end of your adolescence. Your body becomes tougher, and the other grown-up monsters will be more likely to listen when you speak. Well, that's good. What do you want from me now? You see concern in some of their faces, but very little respect. So what, does a monster need respect to grow up? Or we can wait for them to assign you to a task. You can become an adult without earning any respect, but when the time comes, all too soon, to become an elder, you will dissolve and it passes away without it. You'll dissolve and pass away without it. Okay. So I guess I'll wait for them to assign me to a task. It is immediately clear to the crowd that you are very kind for a monster. Actually, I am pretty kind, actually. You are sent into the goat pit to groom the scapegoat. The goat is unusually unruly and angry today. We can let the goat freak out and then calmly groom it, or make the goat submit to your hygienic practices. Let's let the goat freak out and then require. We get +1 respect. Yay! We finally got respect. You let the scapegoat butt you with its horns until it's tired, and then use your claws like clippers. You give it a nice trim and pick off some of the tasty parasites. The crowd is impressed. Smile, bow, and move on. Eat the parasites. They're full of special nutrients. Share the parasites with other monsters. We shall... They're impressed with your generosity. Everyone eats a parasite or two and smiles. End of adolescence. This is how we're doing. We are very smart, very kind, rather brave, not very ferocious, but we're fairly honest too. But we're getting some respect finally. You're an adult now. You'll grow stronger over time, but your personality is no longer as mutable as it was when you were young. Just stretch. Now we can politic with monsters or explore the Waymists. And I have absolutely no longer how long I've been recording. We'll do one of each, I guess. Politic with monsters. Let us do this one. A small pack of elder monsters are huddled at the edge of Omen, watching the woods and discussing something in hushed tones, and we shall listen. Elder Hamrag is saying, "This could simply be a rumor. We don't know they're out there for sure." Ask what's going on. Hamrag says, "Some of the younger monsters have seen others in the Waymist. Monsters from no town we know of, thin and cold, and without food or shelter. Offer to host any homeless monsters in your hovel." Respect +5, kindness +15. Elders are impressed by your unusual offer. They look at each other, then shift their conversation in the same direction. If the strange monsters come into Omen now, they won't be met with violence. Explore the White Mists. We shall do a 3-eyed goat. No, we're going to do... No. We'll do the blood splatter. You stalk the forest hunting an elusive swift elk. Suddenly it emerges from the... What do I have? Is this me? Why do I have oven mitts? Is that what they are? Why do I have oven mitts? Anyway. Hunting an elusive swift elk. Suddenly it emerges from the underbrush, lowering its antlers and pawing at the ground. It's going to charge. Perfect. Tear it apart. The elk charges, and you duck under it, slashing a hole in its chest, but instead of a heart, you find nothing. The elk turns and catches you with its antlers and flings you into the tree. Actually, what the? The elk bounds away. It is unkillable. We return to Omen and warn everyone about the strange elk. There's nothing that's unkillable after it. Leave the elk in the woods. There's nothing that's unkillable. Let's go after it. You keep chasing the elk until it pauses to drink from a stream, and then you spring at it without fear and tear it limb from limb, head from body, antler from skull. Its pieces are still twitching as you devour them. You are filled with a strange heat, but... Wow, I just gained everything, that one. Its pieces are still twitching as you devour them. You're filled with a strange heat, but it soon fades. How bracing. Actually, that's pretty interesting. The other monsters comment on the new swagger in your step as you return to Omen. +5 respect. Okay, with that, I am going to... Okay, this thing. I'm going to pause right there, and I shall carry this on later.